Do you have an upcoming appointment with Social Security? Or do you plan on making an appointment with Social Security? Well, if so, be prepared because you may also have a surprise appointment with ICE, otherwise known as Immigration and Customs Enforcement. That sounds very weird. I agree with you. Well, apparently, according to a new report that was released, Social Security workers are instructed to share appointment details with ICE. That's what I want to talk about here in this video because we recently heard out of a former Social Security Commissioner, Leland Dudek, that apparently Social Security is becoming an extension of DHS, Department of Homeland Security. This is getting very weird. I agree with you, and that's what I want to talk about in this video. And I also do have this article right here. I'm going to pop this up in just a second so you can see and read for yourself the madness within this article. This is very weird. Who would have expected this to be happening? But I'm honestly not surprised. Based on what we've seen recently, the sharing of data across the board, I'm going to share all that with you in this video because it's actually making a whole lot of sense now based on other departments that we've seen, like USDA demanding all the states out there to share their beneficiary data with the federal government. That's a whole big issue that has been a major contention point for the last several months. We also saw recently that, whoops, the IRS shared data on taxpayer information of about 47,000 people who may also be, going to ICE. Yeah, exactly, right? So now we're seeing this within Social Security as well. Again, I'm not all that surprised by this, but let's talk through the details a little bit further because do all of us need to be very worried? Well, honestly, I don't really know. I'm going to be fair with you, okay? But it does seem a little bit concerning, right? Anyway, let's pop this article up right here, right now. Feel free to read through the details on this, but this is getting to be kind of nuts here. So we're seeing this common theme where, whoopsie daisy, accidentally shared some information on beneficiaries with ICE, right? This is becoming a very, very, very common thing that we've seen across the board from some of these different government entities, government agencies across the board. But apparently, according to this article here, they're suggesting that Social Security beneficiaries are apparently supposed to be sharing appointment data with ICE going forward, okay? Now, does this mean that every single appointment with every single beneficiary is going to be reported? I don't have the answer to that. I don't know, okay? I'm not really sure. Or if they're going to go through and they're going to cherry pick and be like, well, I have this appointment and, it seems a little weird or whatever it's going to be with this one individual. Maybe we should share this one off with them. And again, how much will they actually be doing this? Will they actually be enforcing this? And will every single appointment be shared with them? Again, we don't really know the details, but it does seem a little bit suspicious considering Leland Dudek, who was the previous, the former Social Security Commissioner before Frank Bisignano, okay? He was there, and he basically in this interview and in these remarks right here, as you can see in this article, that he indicated, Social Security is essentially becoming an extension of DHS. And remember, DHS, Department of Homeland Security, they oversee ICE. And again, I think we're all very, very aware with what ICE is these days. Again, Immigration and Customs Enforcement is what that stands for. And it seems a little bit concerning. If a former acting commissioner out of Social Security is indicating that it's just becoming an extension of DHS, I don't know. Does that seem a little bit of a cause for concern? Probably to some degree, right? And as I mentioned earlier in this video as well, we've seen this major contention point that goes all the way back to the summer of last year where USDA, federal entity, calling out to the states saying, you must share food stamp or SNAP beneficiary data with us as in the federal government. So across all the states, the 42 million people that receive food stamps have been ordered to share all beneficiary data with the USDA, okay? And again, why? Because they're trying to crack down on who is getting benefits, right? Again, it comes down to this whole situation of the beneficiaries, who is getting these benefits and trying to extract those individuals that may, according to their details and things like that, who may not be eligible according to, their parameters, things like that. Now, recently, just a couple weeks ago as well, I shared this in another video where apparently the IRS, and again, this is just what we're hearing out there, apparently the IRS shared information again with ICE of about 47,000 people, which, whoops, it was just a little mistake. We didn't mean to share data. We just accidentally did it. Really? Come on. Seriously? Accidentally, right? So anyway, it seems a little bit interesting here that we're seeing the common theme across all of these different federal entities, federal agencies across the board that are sharing taxpayer data, beneficiary data, appointment data, right, on these individuals. Just seems a little bit odd, right? I'm just saying, maybe one mistake across the board would have been like, yeah, fine, it was just like one mistake, I totally get it. But across the board, all these different situations here, right? Seems a little bit interesting. All right, anyway, drop your comments down below. I would love to hear what you have to think about this. And again, I am certainly not a conspiracy theorist. I'm really not, okay? Even though it seems like I kind of am, I'm really not. I'm literally just going off the data here. The information, the articles that are coming out, the information that is being released, it just seems a little bit suspicious considering that we're seeing all this data coming across here. And a quick little side note as well. I had another video out recently, and I was talking about these $2,000 stimulus checks or $2,000 dividend payments, okay? Now, again, we still don't know what's going to happen there. That's not what this video is all about, but I want to allude to this for just a second here. In that video, I was making it very clear, as a Social Security beneficiary back in January, sometime in January, you likely got your paper copy of your SSA 1099, as in your official tax documentation, okay? And again, I know a lot of you in this community say, I don't care, I don't file a tax return. I threw it away already. That's fine. I mean, if that's what you want to do, then fine. But in that video that I recently had out, I was saying, with all of this that's coming in right now, with all this data that's being released, and all of this reporting to make sure that people have Social Security numbers, to make sure that Americans are getting access to these benefits and these dollar amounts and these distributions of payments and stuff like that. In that video, I said it very clearly. I was just like, hey, if you got an SSA 1099, you best be want to hold on to that thing, simply because if they require us to file a tax return in order to get access to this $2,000 dividend payment or stimulus payment that the president has talked about literally since October of last year, October, November, December. I mean, he's talked about it literally multiple times over the last several months. In fact, recently I had another video out where I featured a compilation video of multiple videos. I believe it was 8 videos encompassed within that one video, where I featured all these videos of the president speaking, talking about this $2,000. My point being, with that video that I had the other day, is I was like, hey, if you got an SSA 1099, which you should have, you either got it electronically in your My Social Security account or you got the paper hard copy in your mailbox. Point being is that when you got that, I'm saying hold on to that, because they're going through this effort right now to make sure that Americans, all Americans, are going to be eligible for these different benefits, these different payments, these different money distributions. And I was just saying, just be ready in case they require us to file to basically authenticate our identities and stuff like that to be eligible for this money. You need to have that SSA 1099 at your disposal in order to do that. And again, this is not tax advice. This is not accounting advice. I'm not your CPA. I'm not your accountant. But I'm just giving general information here. I'm just saying you got to be aware of all this, because all the pieces of this puzzle are certainly aligning very clearly to paint a pretty obvious picture of what's going on here. Okay? Anyway, just want you to be very aware of what's going on. I'll certainly keep you updated with any further details on this. As always, I'll continue to watch everything very closely. Please, if you have not done so, subscribe, 100% free, big subscribe button down below. Please share the video, big share button down below as well. Otherwise, as always, drop your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. And again, check out the other 6,000 plus videos here on the channel. There's about 6,400 videos here on the channel. Check out those down below in the video library. Otherwise, let me know what else I can do for you. It is a very weird time right now. I think we can all probably agree with that. A lot of things are changing in a pretty massive way. Let me know what else I can do for you. Please enjoy your day. Have a good one. And I'll catch you again later in the next video. I'll see you.